What if John Wick was RoboCop Chapter 3, narrated by Lucimus Prime? Minutes after the events of Chapter 2, John Wick / RoboCop is on the run before the announcement of him being excommunicado can be made. The first thing John does is he arrives at the Continental Hotel and leaves his dog in the custody of Sharon when he drives away in his police car. He then swiftly heads to a New York Public Library, where he then retrieves a marker medallion and a rosary. He is injured in a fight with another hitman who is able to knock off some of John's torso armour. John kills the hitman, but he seeks repairs from the Continental's OCP scientist. He tries to fix the armour before John's bounty can be activated, but he is unable to complete the work on the armour, and the clock strikes, announcing his excommunicado.
Sorry, Mr. Wick.
Rules.
Rules.
This forces John to complete the repairs on his own. The scientist, however, disobeys the excommunicado rule by telling John what tools and chemicals to use to repair his armour.
Top shelf, on the right.
He then tells John to shoot him with his machine pistol to make it look like John broke into a lab, to which John accepts.
Good luck, Mr. Wick.
Thanks, Doc.
Upon leaving, he is quickly pursued by various gangs of assassins, many of which have upgraded weaponry to damage his armour, all of whom he kills, but his police car gets destroyed during the confrontation, and he has to go on foot. John meets with the director, the head of the Ruska Roma crime syndicate, where he presents the rosary and demands safe passage to Casablanca, just like in the movie. As John was once one of them, the director reluctantly helps him, despite him now in his new life as RoboCop and him being excommunicado. Meanwhile, a high-table adjudicator meets with Winston and a Bowery King, telling them that they both have 7 days to resign from their positions for helping John and indirectly going against the rules of the table, despite Winston declaring John excommunicado and the Bowery King honouring it. The adjudicator hires Zero, a Japanese assassin, and orders him to stab the director through both of her hands as penance for aiding John.
I have served. I will be of service.
In Casablanca, just like in the movie, John meets Sophia, a former friend and manager of the Moroccan Continental Hotel, who at first doesn't recognise him until she hears his voice through his armour. John presents a marker, which he obtained after helping her to protect her daughter, and demands to be directed to the elder, the only person above the high table. Sophia begrudgingly takes John to Barada, her former boss, who tells John he may find the elder by wandering through the desert until he can no longer walk. Just like in the movie, Barada asks for one of Sophia's dogs. When she refuses, he shoots the dog, which survives due to its bulletproof vest. Sophia wants to kill Barada, but only wounds him at John's warning so she can't be arrested by the police.
Sophia, don't.
He shot my dog.
John then handcuffs Barada, and he then alerts the Moroccan police to come and arrest Barada. They fight their way out and drive into a desert, where Sophia leaves John so he can find the elder. 7 days later, the adjudicator and Zero both come from the Bowery King. He refuses to abdicate his position, and in response, Zero's students kill his men, and the king is slashed 7 times with Zero's sword as penance. 7 cuts for the 7 bullets he gave John to kill Santino D'Antonio.
Long live the king.
Meanwhile, John is injured in the desert due to being knocked down by a sandstorm and collapses, before later being brought to the Elder, who asks why he is there. John states that he wants to live to keep a memory of the love he once had with his late wife Helen, now that he has regained his memory in his new life as RoboCop. The Elder agrees to forgive John's transgressions if he kills Winston and remains subservient to the High Table for the remainder of his life. To show his fealty, John gives his wedding ring to the Elder. Instead of cutting off his wedding finger like in a movie, he instead gives his ring to the Elder. John returns to New York and is attacked by Zero and his students before reaching the Continental using another police car he has taken. After killing the students, he is able to get to a Continental and get the aid of Sharon. Sharon is able to protect John from Zero, who attempts to decapitate him with his wakizashi, and brings John into a hotel.
Sir, put your weapon down.
I'd like to see the manager.
Of course, if you would be so kind as to follow me.
The Adjudicator arrives, but Winston refuses to abdicate, and John refuses to kill him, just like in the movie, leading the Adjudicator to revoke the Continental's neutral status and send both Zero and an army of heavily armed High Table enforcers to kill John and Winston. Winston goes to his vault for safety and provides John with weapons made by OCP, which he owns, and the assistance of Sharon and his staff to help John take down the enforcers.
See this packing. Parabellum.
After killing the enforcers, John is ambushed by Zero and his students, and John proceeds to kill all the students. Unlike the movie, the students think John is not human anymore and don't surrender. Zero battles John, just like in the movie, but is eventually defeated when John breaks his wakizashi sword in half and stabs Zero with both parts, leaving Zero to die. The Adjudicator, meanwhile, agrees to a parley with Winston, who offers fealty to a High Table. When John arrives, Winston gives John a subtle signal to get to the roof, before he then shoots him in his armour with a rocket launcher, unlike a pistol, because that would make the Adjudicator think that he is not wanting to kill John. He instead uses a more dangerous weapon which damages his RoboCop armour.
But what about him? What are we going to do about John Wick?
Oh, he has to die.
Sorry, Jonathan.
What's it?
Don't see any other way.
Like in the movie, this causes John to fall off the roof and be very badly damaged. Winston is then given back his manager position at the hotel. Meanwhile, the severely injured John is collected with his dog following, and is delivered to the scarred Bowery King in an underground bunker by his subordinates who have saved him, and they begin to repair him. Just like in the movie, they both agree to get revenge on the High Table.
So, ask you, John, how do you feel? 'Cause I am really pissed off. You pissed, John? Are you? Yeah.